Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm here with the weekly astrology report for the week of November 9th, today, Sunday, through November 15th. And some of the themes from last week are carrying over into this week, because I mentioned in my November forecast that pardon the dogs barking, this is Nellie. This is really, now is not really a time to push. Did you hear that? Now it's not a time to push. Yeah. And that's kind of also what's up this week. There's going to be this sense that there's going to be a sense of urgency, but there's also going to be this motivation and this powerful time for us to really make sure that we connect to where we're truly coming from. So that means speaking from our heart, speaking from our truth, and not speaking from our reaction space. Let's get to what's happening this week. Starting today on Sunday, November 9th, we have Venus semi-sextile Mars. And this is kind of a charged chemistry between Venus and Scorpio and Mars and Sagittarius. And so the semi-sextile is it's a pretty powerful, it's a minor nudge, but it's about something wanting to shift in how we relate, how we express desire, how we pursue what it is that we love. And Venus in Scorpio is going to seek depth. It's going to seek intimacy. It's going to seek emotional truths. And the little bit of friction here is that Mars and Sag wants freedom and exploration and new experiences. So there might be this kind of, as I'm mentioning, mild tension at the start of the week between wanting to expand and run free, especially in creative projects, things Venus related, creative projects, financial choices, relationships of all shapes and sizes. It could be an intimate relationship, but it could also be a relationship with a coworker or a relationship with a boss or a parent or a family member. So this is a good time for a good day kind of to notice when your passion feels alive and where it feels confined. And it might be a good day if you're into journaling or meditation to really sit with how it is possible to blend intensity with independence. And also, just to note, at the top of the week today, Sunday, I'm gonna start a little bit of an experiment. I'm gonna offer later on today a Sunday meditation and an astrologically informed meditation for this week. So keep an eye on your inboxes for that. It's coming out later today. The next aspect that we have is actually on Tuesday, November 11th. It's the triple 11 portal, as I mentioned in the November video. This entire month is an 11 portal. And then we're going to add an extra dose of intensity on the date of November 11th, because 2025 is an 11 number, and November 11th, well, November 2025 is an 11 number, and then November itself is an 11 number, and then November 11th is also an 11 number. So this is the magic day of the week. It's even potentially the magic day of the month. And it's really a creative, transformative portal. We have Venus by quintile Neptune, Sun quintile Pluto, and Mercury semi-sextile Venus. So Venus is by quintile Neptune in the early morning. And this is kind of going to give us some artistic or spiritual or romantic in a larger version of like there's some inspiration that's coming through of an upliftment and an expansion. And it may feel in the morning that you're waking from some kind of a vivid dream, or maybe you just feel called towards some sort of type of creativity, some type of beauty, art, or even just this sense of compassion. And Venus and Neptune in this aspect often speak through intuition. They speak through artistic endeavors like music or color or scent. So it's kind of this above and beyond the mundane world. It's have you ever like experienced a piece of music or looked at a piece of art and you could feel what was coming through it? That's what at the top of this day. So this is perfect for sort of creative flow, soul type expression. In the midday of the 11th, we have Sun quintile Pluto, and this is going to amplify our personal power and our sense of regeneration. So we're getting a sense of what 2026 might be about. Regeneration is going to start to come through here at the end of the month, excuse me. So this is really this portal is really an opportunity for us to make change without force. And that is part of the theme of this month overall, not pushing it, right? Like looking for the flows and not just powering through. It's about transformation through alignment, not transformation through domination. So this is about channeling this kind of intensity into some purpose. And so we're gonna feel like the necessity and just the intuitive nudge to refine our willpower. And there's this kind of magnetic attraction. There's a sense of elegance here. There's a sense of a larger artistic, co-creative endeavor happening. And then later in the day on the 11th, we have Mercury semi-sextile Venus, and this is really going to fine tune communication in all sorts of relationships. And this is about honest yet really gentle conversations. And there's the potential, if there are any misunderstandings, this day is a really good time to speak your truth. And as I mentioned, one of the themes for this week is speaking your truth from your heart. And if you've been hesitating to express something heartfelt, the latter part of this day and just the day in general offers this perfect kind of opening or portal. And it's about pairing words with heart centered sincerity and truth. The next aspect we have is on Wednesday, November 12th, and we have Mercury conjunct Mars in Sagittarius. That's exact in the evening, but in general, this is a fiery and sort of outspoken day. When Mercury really exactly meets Mars in Sagittarius, I mentioned this in the podcast, but this is where it's down to the degree, down to the minute. There's going to be this sense of igniting this mental passion, bold ideas, possibly sometimes sharp tongues. So this is a really good time to watch for defensiveness, watch for impatience. This theme again of not forcing and not pushing is coming through this week. So it's a really good day to find motivation for things like writing or teaching or any kind of communication about your truth. Remember that communication is words, but it's also vibration. Communication is just the energy that we send out into the world. And just remember that the kind of background here for today is you may feel compelled to say it now. Pause and take a check with where it's coming from. Is it coming from your heart? Humans read much more. We all read much more than words. And so how we say it, the energy that we say it with. Sagittarius wants integrity. Wants honesty. Sagittarius doesn't want cruelty. So channel this enthusiasm into inspired action today. It's a great day for brainstorming. It's a great day for strategy. You're taking this kind of courageous step for towards some kind of vision that you've been thinking about. And if there was a mantra for today, it's about my words carrying purpose and power. Our next aspect is on Friday, November 14th. We have Venus sesquiquadrate Saturn. And this is kind of a potential day as we're deepening into the week. There is this sense today of a reality check. So Venus in Scorpio is sesquiquadrate Saturn in Pisces, and this can bring some self-doubt or some awareness of boundaries, responsibilities, and that could be in love or relationships or finances or even kind of homebound activities. And what's important to note about today is nothing that happens today is a punishment. It's about a training in strength and rooting and deep wisdom. And it's as if our soul is going through this chrysalis phase right now. Collectively, we all are, but really, it's not about just having a quick and easy answer. It's about being willing to go with the flow. As I mentioned in November in general, it's about being present with what is, not just screaming at it because we don't like it. It's about bringing our presence to everything that we are, and to remember that nothing is stuck. Might feel a little bit of a stuckness here, but that's what Saturn kind of does. But Saturn's never really a punisher in my experience. Saturn wants us to thrive in reality. So you might see something you've been where a place in this day where you've been overgiving, or something that feels a little bit one-sided. And so instead of withdrawing from something today, it's about compassion and it's about clarity. And this is a day for all of us to anchor into the worth of who we really are, and recognize that our power and our love deepen and strengthen through truth. And on Saturday the 15th, the last aspect here is Sun quincunx Chiron. And this is kind of it ends this week on a note of gentle healing. Sun in Scorpio, quincunx Chiron. It's going to highlight where our individuality and vulnerability intersect. So there may be some tender spots around self identification, confidence, expression, feeling seen, being able to speak. And so Chiron always reminds us that those things that challenge us become when we really endeavor to heal them and to be with them, not to push against them, not to counteract them, but just to breathe into that space. And this is about deep self acceptance. Can we allow these imperfections, these things about ourselves that maybe we were taught are not worthy? Can we allow them to be, and can we allow them to be part of who we are? Can we incorporate them into part of our light? And, just to remember as the week closes, that sometimes healing means allowing others to see us for who we really are. This isn't about an ego. This next phase of the world isn't about how great I am. Yes, we are all great, but it's not about trying to impress others. It's about really bringing the integrity and the wholeness of who we are to meet the collective. So the first step in that is deep, radical self love and self acceptance. So the best medicine for today, Saturday, that day, in the future day, is authenticity. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a look at your inboxes later on today. I'm going to send out an experimental kind of Sunday meditation. Let me know if you like it, and have a